because of that, he was unable to pull himself up. And because his unit has no emergency pull cords, Mr. Butler laid on his floor by himself for 8 hours until his nephew finally came to check in on him. I don't think I need to tell anyone here that falls among elderly individuals can result in death. But I did want to
share. She wants to be a rock star. Learn how to play guitar if you want to be a rock star. Okay? You're not going to be a rock star this way.
While the patient was alert when we got there, she had suffered an injury that caused her muscles.
Then you can be told that you can't play the Windsor Green.
She died a few days later. That could have been Mr. Butler. Another issue that Millbrook has is that many of the newly renovated units do not have outside lighting. So where the outdoor lights used to be before they were
call John Larson. It's federally funded.
So about a month ago,
call Congressman Larson.
Had a medical emergency that required
what? The town is not even paying for this.
Because this is during the night and
completely off base.
The paramedics had a hard time
it's a federally funded project.
Delayed his care. They also had difficulty transporting him from his apartment to the ambulance.
Complain to your congressman, honey bunny.
Mr. Butler's story is not unique. There's many residents with similar situations.
Call your congressman.
I just urge the council to help.
The town does not fund that.
Thank you, ma'am.
The host will be informed that you would like to speak.
Next caller, you are now unmuted.
Hi. My name is Paul Panos. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, my name is Paul Panos, 48 Brookview Road. I'd just like to comment on the lawsuit by the executive director of the Windsor
Yeah, baby.
Authority against a number of Democrats, almost all white, including town council member Trenton Press, State Representative Jane Garibay, Democratic Town Chair, Housing Commissioner Dutchin,
Jabba the Hutt,
as well as a private citizen, for racial bias charged in their accusations of incompetence against them and their plans to oust black commissioners as well as the director. And I'd just like to point out that this is perfectly justified by the standards of racism as applied by your own party, including those here in Windsor. The lawsuit fits the definition that the party has been using for years, which now passes the town council as well as it passed politically expedient resolutions and policies. Last year's resolutions of racism and the public health crisis is an example. The road to remove John Mason statue is another one of example of white supremacy and racism, as well as the vote to rename Columbus by red. Now, last summer, many of the same officials joined in the denunciation of the police everywhere in the country by the BLM movement as being racist in the wake of the death of George Floyd.
Pink Floyd?
In the world, everyone here has to do with mistake made in Minneapolis can only be understood by this definition. All police were branded across the country as agents of white racism, leading to riots, arson, looting, increased violent crime in almost 50 cities. Now, some Democrats recently announced what they call racism on the Board of Ed by those members who did not vote to directly appoint Dr. Hill, who is black, to be the permanent superintendent, even without a search. So there are endless examples of country. Racism, as it's used by Democrats, means any political position that whites in a position of authority and power exercise, which is associated with a poor outcome for black and other non-white groups.
Liberals.
When it leads directly to a harmful effect on a black person. And this
they don't care about black people. They're using black people.
For decades, claiming that almost all problems of blacks and other minorities are due to structural and institutional racism, including housing, solution here, and racism by whites, that whites exercise political power over minorities, that must be reversed using what they call anti-racism. They have demanded spending programs, hiring policies that are race-based, favoritism for non-whites, equity training that teaches that whites engage in microaggressions.
I'm afraid you hit your 3-minute point.
Oh, you dirty bird.
If you'd like to join and call in then.
Okay.
be informed that you would like to speak.
Colby?
The host would like you to unmute your microphone.
Mayor, I will get
You are unmuted.
Next speaker, you are now
Hey.
unmuted.
Hey guys, it's Patrick Lupo again. I was just overlooking this agenda for today, and there's an executive session, item 16, letter A. It says there's a strategy and negotiations with respect to a pending claims and litigations, Norton versus Trinks and Bress. Now, is this a town litigation, or is this a personal thing? Was this a personal protest that they did, or was this something that represents the town of Windsor? It's very disconcerting to think that our town tax dollars are going to go towards fighting this lawsuit on behalf of Trinks and Bress. It's really, it's inappropriate, you know. The best thing you could do is to settle with this person, make your apologies, and stop trying to get people fired from their jobs, and stop trying to harass people. Now, and I can also tell you that I have information that another person that spoke at the town council has been harassed, and they go after you. They want to keep you quiet. It's the same way as they're doing with the cancel culture. They want to shut you up any way they can. They try to intimidate you. They post your information all over the internet. If you talk at the town council, they threaten you. They post your family's information. These liberals, they call themselves lawless liberals. I'm not the one who made it up. It's them. They called themselves lawless liberals. You know, why is this executive session being done in strategizing and negotiations to help, you know, in this law? It doesn't make any sense. I'd love to hear an explanation on that one. Anyways, and you know what? That's all I got to say, but it's very confusing. It doesn't seem like it represents the town of Windsor in the fashion that we need to be represented. Thank you.
You are muted.
Sir? The mayor, at this time, we have no other individuals with their hand raised. Mr. Colby, can you access the Q&A on the Zooms? There was a gentleman that said he wanted to speak but did not get a chance.
Oh, he's got his friend on there.
And is perhaps that...
Maybe it's his lawyer.
Gentleman still on?
I do have an individual, Mr. Pelkey. If you'd like, I can
Well,
read his
Trinks'
message.
lawyers.